What's the motherfucking deal? So I get my recording started. Offline. No air horns and shit. Should have been ready, program me some sounds. And then there was bass. Good evening, motherfuckers and motherfuckers. This is your host, Yung Dolemite, of the Too Much Game Podcast. Live from the Boom Boom Room once again. And they was in the studio last week, just did a quick little one-off and shit, because CJ was in town. But, you know, she back in Houston handling some important family business. So, you know, more power to her, you know, prayers and positive energy to her and her family. But, you know, outside of all the fucking pleasantries and all that type of shit, man, this gonna be a heavier show than usual. Like, a lot of bullshit going on. If you got the news, social media, any type of shit like that, you already know. Like, it's a gang of shit going on in the world. You know, and a lot of motherfuckers got a lot of different opinions. A lot of niggas is saying, we need to do this, we don't need to do that, this is cool, this is fucked up. And, like, man, at the end of the day, nigga, if you ain't got no real life solution, silence should be your motherfucking solution. Like, just, you know, sit this one out. A lot of motherfuckers is telling niggas what they should and shouldn't do, but it's like, if you don't have something that they really honestly should do that's gonna work, shut the fuck up. Like, just for real, just to be completely honest. You know, like, today's episode is entitled, What Now? I don't really have a whole lot of, you know, cool, cute shit in the news to talk about. Like, you know, other than I had a battle with Ill Will, like a little dancehall versus reggae, Vibes Cartel versus Bob Marley battle. That shit was smooth. You know, shout out to Ill Will from the No Rules podcast. That was cool. But, you know, outside of that, just been a lot of shit going on, my nigga. Motherfucking riots all over the place. A lot of motherfuckers calling it the revolution. Some motherfuckers just saying race riots. And it's like, I really don't know how to feel about this shit, honestly. Like, I'm low-key indifferent to it. You know, I'm not for the riots and I'm not against the riots. You know, like, at the end of the day, when you feel like you in a situation where nobody can hear your voice, nobody is feeling you, sometimes you gotta do some big shit to make a motherfucker feel you. Sometimes you gotta throw a fucking tantrum, nigga. Sometimes you gotta break some shit. So, like, I don't really have a big thing about this shit. You know, R.I.P. to all the martyrs who lost their life in this shit. Like, you know, of course, George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, and countless others. Like, nigga, it's too many names to name. It's too many names I'd leave off if I started naming names. If you don't know the names, you probably shouldn't even be tuned into this shit, honestly, my nigga. Like, you know, I'm not even gonna say that it started with Trayvon Martin, because it's been going on way before that, way back to Emmett Till, and probably even before that. Like, we've been losing motherfuckers left and right. And at the end of the day, it's like, nigga, nothing we've done so far has worked. You know, we got some shit that will have, like, small periods of calm where sometimes, okay, look, you know, now ain't nothing happening right now. We'll go a couple of months without hearing nothing. Sometimes a couple of weeks, sometimes a couple of years. But it's a problem that keeps coming back. Like, it's no fucking, oh, you know what? Now we're in this post-racial society. We don't have to deal with this anymore. Like, a lot of times it might not be in your face, but that don't mean that the problem went away. It's just like a cancer or a motherfucking STD like herpes, nigga. Just because you not having a fucking outbreak at the time don't mean you don't still got that shit. You know, and that's how I feel about racism in the United States. Like a lot of motherfuckers feel like just because we ain't dealing with a motherfucker that the cops killed today, right the fuck now, that the problem is solved. And that's not the fucking case. You know, like with George Floyd, my nigga. Like it was a calm period for a second right after Ahmaud Arbery. It was like niggas had just kind of got over it. You know, the discussions had just slowed down on that shit. And then this shit happened. Like, these motherfuckers is, they back playing ball. It's like white motherfuckers or the police or however you want to fucking slice it. They get in their moods. Like, what was it, like 2014 or some shit like that? When it was like literally every week we was hearing about a nigga getting killed by the police. Like, it started with Mike Brown, then Eric Garner, then John Crawford. It just was bam, bam, bam. Tamir Rice, bam, bam, bam. Sandra Bland, bam. Like, god damn, every time you looked up, it was a new motherfucker getting hashtag, my nigga. And it's like, we trying to figure out what the fuck we gonna do at this point. Honestly, just as the black community, as black people as a whole. Like, outside of the obvious, we need unity, we need to get together, we need to support black businesses and all of that type of shit. Yeah, nigga, of course. But what the fuck is we finna do about this fucking police brutality, my nigga? Like, this shit getting the fuck out of hand. You know, like, Black Lives Matter, obviously. It's a trip to hear all these motherfuckers with the all lives matter talk. Like, I hear a lot of motherfuckers like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter, but the black ones is the ones getting taken, my nigga. You know, it would be like if you was in the hospital and you was dying of cancer and he decided to spread the medicine throughout everybody in the hospital, even though you the only one in that bitch with cancer. Or if your house was on fire and the fire truck drove down the block and sprayed every motherfucking house. Like, yeah, all houses matter, but mine is the one that's on fire, dog. That's the reason we say Black Lives Matter specifically. Because black lives are the ones that obviously have to be proven that they matter. You know, and I see a lot of motherfuckers with the, oh, you know, black lives gotta matter to black people too. Look at the black on black crime. Yeah, it's an obvious problem. But y'all don't say nothing about Mexican on Mexican crime. Y'all don't say nothing about white on white crime. Y'all don't say nothing about nobody else's crime. Like, it seems like everybody, including other black people, is finding ways to justify us getting smoked by the police. Like, a lot of groups kill their own. It's all based on proximity more than fucking just because a motherfucker's black. Like, if I'm gonna break into a motherfucker's house, I'm not gonna look at the pictures on the wall and say, is this motherfucker black? Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna rob him because he black. No, my nigga. Because, you know, with us in the black community, you know, especially being from LA, like, we know niggas who be flocking. The niggas who be flocking don't be looking for black people to flock. Flock meaning breaking and entering. A lot of times when you do B&Es, you look for Asian people. You look for people who keep a lot of cash in their house, a lot of jewelry in their house, a lot of valuables in their house. They're not even looking for the homes of black people. So a lot of the crime that motherfuckers commit is not based on race. Like, black people not specifically looking for black people. They looking for whoever the fuck is close. And it be black people that be close. So the black on black crime argument is just a weak ass argument in general, my nigga. Like, you hear people say, oh, we have such outrage when a white person kills a black person, but we don't get the same outrage when or they say you get a outrage when a white police officer kills a black man, but you don't get that same outrage when a black person kills a black man. Yes, the fuck you do, man. Like, do you think a mother cries less when a black man killed her child? She gonna cry the same, nigga. She lost a child. It don't matter who took her child, she's gonna cry the same. The family is going to mourn the same. The pain is the same. The difference is the reason there's no riot when a black person kills another black person, because 9 times out of 10 that black person going to jail. You know, and a lot of times, even if that black person don't go to jail, like us in gang culture, my nigga, that shit don't go unanswered. And this ain't me bigging up what the fuck happens, but at the same time, if we feel like the nigga who did that got away, we going back. We going into his neighborhood and we gonna take one. You know, the reason a lot of these black on black murders happen is because it's a cycle. It's cyclical. It's y'all take one of ours, we gonna take one of yours. And then when we take one of theirs, they feel like now they gotta come back and get one. Like it's a vicious fucking cycle. So it's not like this, oh, black lives don't matter. A lot of times the reason there's so many black people getting killed is because black lives do fucking matter to us. We feel like in order to avenge the life that we lost, we gonna go take one. You know, and at the end of the day, sometimes we might have to start taking that motherfucking approach with them. I'm not trying to say nothing. This ain't no motherfucking call to action. This is just a fucking observation. When we lose one to one of ours, we go take one. But when we lose one to them, we want to pray. We want to figure out what happened. We want to put together a motherfucking thinking group, and, you know, we want to hashtag on Twitter, and we want to cry and make fucking long ass Instagram posts about how fucked up shit is. Like, nigga, when we do it, nigga, we about that action. But when they do it, we about that posting. And that shit not fly, my nigga. Like, you know, revolutions is more than posts on the internet. It's more than a fucking riot, my nigga. Like, you know, the revolution is something that's gonna start happening in our minds. You know, the revolution is something that we really gonna have to start looking at seriously. Like, what are we really going to do? Like, what is gonna come from this shit? Like, how are we gonna grow from this shit? How are we gonna stop this shit from happening? It's a lot of shit happening outside of just police brutality in the black community. Like, we got a lot of motherfucking problems that we need to solve. And we need to get off the mindset that we only have to solve these problems when they right in our motherfucking face. You know, like I said, with the analogy of having fucking herpes, my nigga. Like, just because you ain't got bumps on your dick don't mean you don't still got herpes. Just because it's not an outbreak right now don't mean you don't still got herpes. Like, it's a lot of problems that you could be working on even when they not in your fucking face. It's like having a fucking leaky faucet. Just because you don't hear that motherfucker leaking don't mean it don't make it any less leaky. So you got to figure out a way to fix that fucking leaky faucet, whether it's bothering you at the time or not. You know, and this is shit that we got to think about as a fucking community. Like, you know, a lot of people got a lot of different solutions and resolutions and all of that shit. But dog, y'all can't keep suggesting the old shit. Like, it's a lot of niggas, we need to do what Martin Luther King did. We saw what Martin Luther King got, dog. Like, you know, it's a lot of shit that we saying that we should do, and we see the results of it, my nigga. Like, you know, just study fucking history. Like, it's a lot of shit that happened that we seen the shit happen. So we can't go try to repeat history and we didn't win in the case of the history that you're trying to repeat. You know, and I get it. You know, all answers are welcome. All solutions are welcome. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on nigga solutions. If you feel that's the way we should do it, then that's cool, my nigga. But it's going to be something where we going to have to put heads together. Like, you know, it's a lot of motherfuckers that got a lot of deflections and diffusions for the energy. And that's the shit we can't have. Like, I see 1,000 motherfuckers posting, we shouldn't do it like this. We shouldn't be doing this. Why are they looting? They're making us look bad. Nigga, we looked good when they was stomping on our motherfucking ass in the 60s. Nigga, when Martin Luther King and them was getting their ass whooped, dog, Them niggas had on suits and ties and all that shit. They looked good. They was holding hands. Them niggas was marching and singing and peaceful as a motherfucker. And they was getting their ass whooped. You gonna get your ass whooped whether you peaceful or violent. And that's the thing, my nigga. Like, we gotta figure out what the fuck we gonna do to stop getting our ass whooped. You know, that's the number one motherfucking $1 million question in this whole shit. You know, I see a lot of motherfuckers getting real emotional. Everybody know I done talked about that shit 1,000 times on this show. Dog, I'm about strategy. I'm not about emotion. You know, like I get angry. I get emotional. I have feelings. I'm not saying that I don't have feelings. I'm saying I don't move on my feelings. A lot of times when I'm in my worst moods, when I'm in my bad feelings, I try to incubate. I try to get somewhere and like calm the fuck down before I make a decision. Because I know, nigga, decisions made on feelings, my IQ not where it's supposed to be. Nigga, my mind frame ain't where it's supposed to be. And I don't want to make a fucked up decision based on what the fuck my emotions was at that time, my nigga. Like, you know, a lot of times, a lot of what's going on in these riots is emotional reaction. A lot of motherfuckers is moving on anger. A lot of motherfuckers is moving on sadness. A lot of motherfuckers is moving on mourning. And a lot of motherfuckers is moving on, they doing it, so I'm gonna do it. You know, and a lot of us, we can't move like that. Like, we gotta be strategic about this shit. And again, I'm not telling niggas not to riot. I'm not trying to dissipate nobody's energy, my nigga. Keep that shit. You know, I'm not saying that you should be burning shit and stealing shit. But at the same time, my nigga, like, you gotta have some type of reaction to their action. Because when somebody slap you in your motherfucking face, the worst thing you could do is nothing. Like, when them motherfuckers talk that turn the other cheek shit, my nigga, if you slap me in my face, only reason I'm turning the other cheek is to get leverage to cock this motherfucker back and try to slap your motherfucking nose off your face. Like, I'm not the motherfucking one, dog. Like, you know, a lot of motherfuckers is talking this peaceful shit. And that's cool. I believe in peace, my nigga. Like, I'm about diplomacy. But at the same time, nigga, that diplomacy has to come with some sort of action. Like, nigga, are we gonna vote this shit out? Are we gonna boycott this shit out? Like, what the fuck is we gonna do? But the number one thing that we need to do, as far as whatever that solution be, we all have to be on the same accord with that solution. Like, it can't be, we got these niggas that's gonna boycott, but we also got these niggas that don't agree with the boycott. So they gonna be like, man, fuck y'all, I'm still gonna shop. Oh, it's all, you know, because that's the biggest problem in the black community. Like I keep telling niggas, we don't need unity per se. Because a lot of niggas feel like in the black community, like, oh, you know, the problem with the black community is we don't have no unity. We don't get along. Everybody don't get along. It ain't even about getting along. We don't got to be cool with niggas. But we also have to have the same mission. It's just like when you work a job. You don't get along with all your coworkers. But as long as y'all niggas are willing to work together to accomplish some shit, y'all can be effective. I don't get along with everybody who I do things with. But that don't make us any less effective. Any work environment, you gonna have motherfuckers in your work environment that you don't get along with, that you don't like, that you don't agree with at all times. But as long as y'all niggas got the same fucking goal in what you do, you could accomplish that fucking goal. So as the black community, we don't need unity. We need a united mission. You know, just like with the niggas who feel like we need a leader. Like I be hearing a lot of niggas like, man, we need another Malcolm X. We need another Martin Luther King. Nigga, we see what they did to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. We don't need a leader. We need a mission. Just like we don't need the messenger. We need a message. And the message that we have, because the thing that's fucked up when it comes to us needing another Martin Luther King and another Malcolm X, we had them. And just like what's going on in the video behind me, everything that they said is still here. We just have to listen to what the fuck they said. You know, a lot of times they had differing messages, but the goal was the same. The goal was equity. The goal was black power. You know, and black power shouldn't have this negative connotation that we allow the press to put on it. Because at the end of the day, power only means the ability to punish, or what you call that shit? Like the ability to punish or reward. That's all power is. Like, power is not this wild concept of, you know, oh, we can oppress you, we can do crazy shit to you. That's not what power is, my nigga. Like, power is a simple fucking concept. You know, when you have power, you could say this can happen or this can't happen. It's not no, like, what would you call it? Like, it's not a thing where if I have power, since we're black and we have power, now we gonna bleed the police. Now we gonna be stepping on y'all motherfucking neck. That's not the case at all, my nigga. Like, black power only means we have the power to stop you from doing some bullshit to us. We will not allow you to do some stupid shit to us. That's what black power is. Black power is not this crazy shit that, you know, oh, now we can oppress. No. Because that's why white power sounds so fucked up when they say it. Because when white people say white power, y'all niggas already got the power. So what the fuck do you mean white power? Like, it's like if you in a football game and you winning by 37 points. Why are you celebrating in the end zone? You already winning. Like, you know, why are you screaming defense? And, you know, it's just like in sports. Like, when you watching sports, if the team is up by 50, a lot of times they take the starters out and they start cruising, they start relaxing. Just in the humanity of sportsmanship, you like, nigga, we not even finna go hard on you niggas like that. Like, we gonna go ahead and relax, cause we already busting y'all ass, so we finna chill. Like, nigga, we gonna cruise. You know, and a lot of times in just society, period, like the ruling class, if they have any type of humanity in them, nigga, they just rule. They just win. They just chill. You know, you want everybody in your community to be cool. You know, you want everybody to be happy. Like, you know, that's a successful society. That's the reason everybody wants to come to you, or, you know, that's the myth that everybody falls for when they want to come to the United States. You know, it's opportunity. You know, it's the melting pot. It's everybody being together. It's everybody getting along, and you can chase your fucking dream of the pursuit of happiness. But it's hard to pursue happiness when motherfuckers is killing you and getting away with it. Like, that doesn't make any of us happy, knowing that that's a possibility. Like, you can be killed by a motherfucker just because he don't like the color of your skin. He don't like the way you was wearing your jeans. He don't like the car you was driving. Like, you know, we got to get a mission. We all have to say, look, since we all want to pursue happiness, this is how we're going to pursue happiness. Since we want power, this is how we're going to get power. This is how we do this. This is how we react to disrespect. This is how we react when they feel that they can kill one of us and get away with it. Like, nigga, once we get a united mission, we'll be a lot stronger. Because, like, when you look at other communities, like I was having a conversation with my homeboy DC at work a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me that we needed a leader. And it's like, you know, the question that I asked him, okay, if we need a leader, let's look at the communities that don't get treated fucked up. Let's look at the Jewish community. Who's the Jewish leader? Let's look at the LGBTQ plus community. Who's the leader of the LGBTQ plus community? I can't even say gays because they got a bunch of shit going on. But who's the leader of them? Who's their leader? You know, who's the leader of the Latinos? A lot of them, they don't have leaders. They just all have the same mission. You know, when something happens in their community, they all move as a group. They don't all get along. Do you think all LGBTQ people get along? Do you think all Jewish people get along? A lot of motherfuckers have disagreements. You know, even in the 60s with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, they didn't get along, but they had the same mission. They had different ways of going about accomplishing that mission, but they had the same mission. You know, so with us, we just got to pick up the fucking baton where they dropped it, and we have to get on the same mission. We all got to say, look, this is what the fuck we need to do. When something happens, this is what we don't need the, oh, you know what, we got to, Black Lives got to matter to us. We got to stop doing this. We like, nigga, we can't have that. Like that infighting shit, you know, like we gotta get over that shit. Like the episode that I did, Who's Your Real Enemy? Like a lot of this infighting that we got going on, like we gotta cancel that shit. And we gotta cancel that shit permanently. You know, like we always want to have a gang truce after a riot. We always want to have a ceasefire after some bullshit happened. We always want Black Lives to matter after somebody get killed. Nigga, Black Lives gotta keep on mattering forever. Perpetually. Like we really need to put black first all the time. A lot of niggas like to be pro-black when some shit happen, but then after we get over it and some new shit catches our attention, or the riot is over, or whatever the fuck, we go back to the same bullshit. We gotta kill that, nigga. We gotta go full-fledged, nigga. We gotta keep that same motherfucking energy. If Black Lives Matter after George Floyd, Black Lives got to keep the fuck mattering, so there won't be another George Floyd. So we won't be sitting here having this same motherfucking episode, you know, 3 or 4 years from now. Like, nigga, we got to keep the motherfucking unity, or whatever the fuck y'all want to call it, my nigga. Just like with the boycotts, they be trying to do like a boycott. We gonna have a boycott on July 1st and shit. Like, nigga, it can't just be July 1st. We gonna have to permanently boycott. Y'all say, oh, the best way to get them is to hurt their pockets. Nigga, we need to hurt their pockets forever. We need to support black businesses forever. We don't need to just support black businesses when this shit happen. We need to support black businesses permanently. You know, and even with, you know, I get it. Sometimes niggas be like, man, some of these black businesses is expensive. Some of these black businesses, they don't have as good a service. If you don't exclusively support black businesses, at least prioritize black businesses. Support black businesses as much as you practically can. You know, if it's gonna fuck your pockets up, then, you know, don't hurt yourself trying to do this shit. But if you can afford to spend that extra couple dollars to support a black business, or you could afford to drive that extra mile or two to go support a black business, man, go do that shit. It's not fucking difficult to support a black business, because a lot of times you niggas are spending extra $200 or $300 to buy a pair of fucking designer shoes. It's a lot of shit that we spend extra money on that we don't have to spend, but niggas want to get extra practical when it comes to supporting a black business. We got to get over that shit. You know, we can't be saying, oh, you know what, this is expensive, I'm not going to the black business, because a Gucci shoe is expensive as fuck, but you'll go buy that. A Nike shoe is expensive as fuck, but you'll go buy that. So we find time, we'll find money for the shit that we want to spend it on. You know, so in order for us to have black empowerment, in order for us to move forward as a community, a lot of times we're going to have to do some shit that might inconvenience us a little bit. You know, a lot of motherfuckers don't want to sacrifice. The main thing, the main narrative that there was when it came to the, you know, the 60s and what the fuck they did for us to get where we are today, they sacrificed. You know, a lot of motherfuckers don't want to sacrifice, and we have to. In order for us to move forward as a people, we got to sacrifice. We got to do some shit that we don't want to do. You know, shit. Them motherfuckers in the rise, nigga, you know, as much as niggas looking at it like just a bunch of motherfuckers out there having fun, that's not the case. Like, the niggas, you know, they mad, they in a fucked up mood, you know, and they just moving on anger, you know, but it's a sacrifice. Niggas going to jail, niggas getting shot with them rubber pellets, niggas getting ran over by trucks and some more shit, you know, but it's all out of frustration. Like, it's a lot of shit going on, my nigga, and it's better to do something than nothing. Like, a lot of niggas is criticizing them motherfuckers out there, and it's like, my nigga, what are you doing though? Like, what are you doing that they not doing? You know, like, that's my main shit when it comes to a lot of my arguments that I'm having with motherfuckers on Instagram. All these niggas talking about that post that Desi Banks posted that got half his motherfucking followers unfollowed his ass behind. This is a protest, and there was a picture of Martin Luther King and them holding hands. And then at the bottom it said, this is a crime, which was a picture of a bunch of motherfuckers looting. At the end of the day, MLK got killed. They got hit with water hoses and sick dogs on, and they got bricks thrown at them. Like, nigga, they got their ass whooped the same way them looters got their ass whooped. So I'm not saying that the holding hand shit is no better than the looting. Or vice versa. You know, because they got some shit done, nigga. Let's not act like Martin Luther King didn't accomplish anything. But at the same time, my nigga, like, there's two ways to do a lot of shit. There's more than one way to skin a fucking cat. Long as the cat gets skinned. You know, and a lot of times when you in an emotional state, you not thinking, hey, everybody, let's go hold hands, let's make some signs, and let's go sit down in front of the police station. Nah, fuck that. Let's go burn that motherfucker down. I applauded that shit. Nigga, I saved that picture in my phone. I was thinking about putting that picture on my wall of that police station burning. Because at the end of the day, fuck the police. You know, nigga, if y'all say, oh, you know, don't let one bad cop make you forget about the other 99 good cops. Nigga, if there's so many good cops, why the fuck are they not ousting those bad cops? If good cops really exist, my nigga, like, let me just paint a picture as far as these good cops you niggas talking about. Let's just say you at a party. 1,000 good guys at the party. Everybody dancing. There's a nigga in the middle of the dance floor raping a woman. If don't nobody stop that dude from raping that woman, are they really good guys? Think about that shit. Like, nigga, you're not a good guy if you sit by and watch a bad guy do some bad shit. Like, that don't make you a good guy. That don't make you a good cop. Like, those other 5 motherfuckers that sat there and watched homeboy with his knee on George Floyd's neck, they need to get the same exact punishment as him. Because if they were good cops, like y'all say, why they didn't stop him? They knew that was an illegal motherfucking choke. They knew that shit wasn't right. They knew that motherfucker couldn't breathe. But they sat their bitch ass on the sideline and let that shit happen. So fuck them. Let them get the same fucking penalty he got. And that 3rd degree murder, that ain't no fucking penalty. That's some punk shit. You know, like, it warmed my heart to see the motherfucker storm his house. And again, with the whole good cop shit, watching those good cops surround his house. Come on, my nigga. Like, I get it. Y'all don't want to see nothing bad happen to somebody and all that shit. But, my nigga, that don't look like good cops to me, my nigga. Like, if you're good, you don't just sit by and watch bad shit happen. You know, like, in gang culture, a lot of times, like, nigga, we have checks and balances in gang culture. You know, we have DPs. A DP is short for discipline. When a gang member step out of line, you do some bullshit, nigga, you go hurt a kid or do some, we'll fuck you up. Like, you gonna get your ass whooped. You gonna get your ass beat. In a gang, if you do some lawless shit that we don't agree with, you will get fucked up. There's checks in this shit. But for some reason with the police, you could do any old suck ass shit. Because if you look at the record of Chauvin or whatever his bitch ass name is, he had a track record of doing fucked up shit. And it went unchecked. You know, and matter of fact, sidebar, something I just thought about, his wife just divorced him. And a lot of people trying to big his wife up like, yeah, leave him. No. Because like I said, he had a track record of this shit. She left him because that heat got on his ass. That's why she left him. She left his ass because them motherfuckers came to their motherfucking crib. And she knew them consequences was coming this time. It wasn't gonna be like all them other times when he shot niggas and whooped niggas' asses and did all type of other racist ass shit. She just knew, oh, this time it's different. This time these niggas ain't motherfucking playing. That's why she left him. So don't try to throw her no motherfucking flowers for divorcing his ass, because this ain't his first fucking offense. You know, and again, we got to get off that shit. All these motherfucking allies we trying to hold hands with and hug on and all that type of shit, fuck that shit, dog. You know, it's cool to have white allies. It's cool to have white friends and, yeah, you know, Billy, he's a good person and all that shit. Yeah, that's cool, my nigga, but what the fuck is Billy doing to help us? If Billy ain't doing nothing to help us, nigga, leave Billy the fuck to op this shit. It ain't Billy fucking time right now. You know, a lot of us in the black community, like, you know, I understand the need for allies in these situations. Yes, we need help. We need white people to use their privilege to combat the bullshit. Yes, we surely do. It's greatly fucking appreciated. But at the same time, my nigga, we gotta do some shit. This is our motherfucking fight, my nigga. This ain't they fucking fight. This ain't time for, what about Billy? We gotta go get Billy. It ain't Billy fucking time, my nigga. It's cool to have Billy. It's cool to have help. It's cool to have allies. It's cool to big up your neighbor down the street. That's a good cop that gave you candy on fucking Halloween and all that type of shit. But right now, nigga, it's fucking solution time. You know, and one of my main fucking points, something that I've been screaming from the fucking rooftops, you know, from probably the beginning of this shit, dog. Exercise your Second Amendment right. You know, for all my Christian people, let's open up our Bibles to Luke 22:36. You know, from the New King James Version. Then he said to them, but now he who has a money bag, let him take it, and likewise a knapsack. And he who has no sword, let him sell his garment and buy one. It's literally in the Bible if you consider yourself to be a Christian. You should be packing. You should have some fucking weapon to protect yourself. You know, a lot of times motherfuckers like to use the Bible to justify being docile. And that's not fucking kosher, my nigga. Like, Jesus wasn't docile. Like, you know, you heard stories of him throwing the money changers out the church. Like, nigga, Jesus wasn't no punk ass nigga. If y'all believe in the shit, that's the reason I'm such a big fan of Malcolm X. Because Malcolm X wasn't no bitch ass nigga. I honestly feel like Malcolm X was the second coming of what we call Christ. Like, he was a prophet who was killed for his message. I feel like them motherfuckers is one and the same. You know, like I worship the word of Malcolm X the same way motherfuckers worship the word of Jesus. And I stand on that. I say that multiple motherfucking times. Like, nigga, that's my religious figure. Like, that's who I look up to. You know, so when I be seeing niggas talk that, oh, you know, y'all niggas is Martin Luther King, I'm Malcolm X, show me. I'm not seeing a lot of that energy right now. A lot of you niggas that's down in all these protesters and down in all these niggas in these riots, I'm not seeing Malcolm X energy. And again, it's nothing against it if you don't portray that. But a lot of niggas talk that tough shit like they really with the business. Like they really a big motherfucking tough guy. And I'm not seeing that same tough energy now that it's tough time. You know, like, nigga, I keep telling motherfuckers, man, go get your fucking license. Go get your permit to legally carry a firearm. Because it's looking like it's coming to that. You know, again, this ain't no call to action as far as go do nothing to nobody. But, nigga, you should be able to protect your fucking self. You should have the means to look out for you in the case that something very bad happens. You know, a lot of niggas talk about, oh, you know, we need to just go out there and start smoking. Then we need to start. We not ready for that. Like, literally, my nigga, we are not ready for that. For every nigga who think he a motherfucking tough guy, for every nigga who think he with the shit, every nigga that's with the drama, every nigga that got a gun and he done shot 3 niggas, for every one of you, it's 1,000 niggas who don't even touch guns. It's 1,000 niggas who ain't never had access to a gun. It's 1,000 niggas who ain't never shot a gun. No matter what niggas be talking and all that tough shit. This is a lot of gangs with 1,000 members and only 5 of them is willing to actually shoot a person. You know, so it's like we got to start thinking strategically when it comes to this shit. But as far as my strategy, niggas need to get theyself licensed to carry a firearm. At the least. The least you can do is have access to something to protect yourself in the worst case scenario. Like, it trips me out that niggas feel like it's scary, the thought of getting killed by a police officer and all of this type of shit. But just in general, on common sense, when you, like, what about a nigga coming in your house to do something to you? You have to have something to protect yourself. You know, let's just say these motherfuckers get on some crazy shit and they decide to launch a preemptive attack. They want to come into your neighborhood and do something to y'all because we gonna get the looters before they start looting. The looters start looting, we gonna start shooting, or whatever the fuck Donald Trump tweeted. When the looting start, the shooting start. Nigga, that sounds like a threat to me. I've been going to, you know, shout out to Redstone Firearms. You know, I've been going to gun stores pretty frequently as of recent. Because I ain't the motherfucking one. Like, you know, nigga, all you gotta tell me is once that's how you rocking. And again, I'm not going out to shoot no motherfucking body. But at the same time, if you come to my front doorstep, nigga, it's all fair game. And we need to be moving like this. We need to be prepared for this. One of the most popular pictures of Malcolm X is him by the window with that chopper. Like, if y'all niggas really say that y'all on some Malcolm X shit and you got that type of energy, I need to see it. Like, a lot of motherfuckers not showing it. Like, nigga, I'm in a Facebook group where them motherfuckers share pictures of their, you know, their toolery. I don't partake. But at the same time, I got something. You know, and I believe that every black man and black woman, every adult African American under the sound of my voice and with any influence should be getting something. And they should be influencing everybody who they have any say-so over to get something to protect themselves, because we in some funny times right now. And we need to move smart. We need to move strategically. You know, we need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. You know, this country was literally built on violence. A lot of motherfuckers are saying, oh, you know, they shouldn't be burning that shit down. They shouldn't be looting. They shouldn't be doing this. Like, dog, they wasn't saying that shit in the Boston Tea Party. Like, it's a lot of instances of violence in the United States of America. Like, violence ain't a new thing in the United States of America, my nigga. Like, this country was built on this shit. This is how they took this motherfucker. You thought they came to the United States and took this motherfucker on love and peace and call that shit all this motherfucking unity that motherfuckers talking about, all this kumbaya holding hands and shit. I ain't never heard of a war that got won with hugs. You know, these motherfuckers come into your neighborhoods with guns and all this shit. You gon' love gonna win then? I don't really see a lot of violent conflicts being solved with love. You know, I seen Snoop Dogg post them niggas that was arm in arm protecting that bullshit bitch ass cop. Like, that's bullshit. I don't like that. I don't like that shit at all. Like, oh, you know, love always wins. Where the fuck was y'all niggas with all this fucking protection when that cop was on George Floyd's neck? I didn't see all this love and shit like that. Like, y'all niggas quick to protect these bitch ass niggas, but we not protecting our own. I don't like that shit. That shit didn't make my heart smile at all. I don't like punk ass shit like that. That's bitch shit. Like, we quick to defend motherfuckers who just fucked us up. Them motherfuckers just got done slapping us in the fucking face. That same cop that y'all surrounding and protecting will shoot you in your fucking face if he feels threatened by your punk ass. You the same motherfucker that's trying to hold hands and show love and, you know, do all this weak ass shit. That motherfucker will still shoot you, my nigga. And that's the thing. Like, we've been taught since we was little to love our enemies. And our enemies ain't never been taught to love us. Like, all you gotta do is look through the Facebook comments on a lot of these fucking videos. And them motherfuckers will show you how they feel about us. You know, sometimes I watch videos like not the other day, but just yesterday I was watching a video where a FedEx truck driver drove through a crowd of motherfuckers and dragged a protester. I looked through the comments, nigga, I was literally embarrassed to be a truck driver. Because all them white truck drivers, I would have done the same thing. He feared for his life. He should have ran them over. They're monkeys. They're animals. All this type of shit. And all I'm thinking, you know, is he gonna lose his fucking license. He lost his career because he's a bitch. Because, yeah, you feared for your life and all that shit. Them niggas wanted your freight. They didn't want your bitch ass. Hop out the truck, let them niggas loot the motherfucking freight and take your punk ass wherever you gotta go. Like, I'm jumping out the truck, honestly. If I drove into a crowd of motherfucking looters and they was trying to steal my shit, if y'all niggas want the freight, I'm out. Take the fucking freight. Like, it is what it is. That shit is insured. A lot of motherfuckers, y'all have more value over what's being taken than human life. Y'all motherfuckers is, oh, they're looting Target. Oh, that company's losing so much money. Like, so fucking well, my nigga, we losing life. Life to me is priceless. Fuck the freight. Fuck the merchandise. Fuck those physical buildings, because them buildings can be rebuilt. All that shit is insured. Any business that you built that got burnt down, you can rebuild it. Nigga, it is what it is, but we can't bring George back. You know, oh, all this looting and rioting not gonna bring back George. Nigga, fucking bombing Iraq ain't finna bring back, or it's not finna cancel 9/11. Like, when America gets slapped in the face, America slap back. White people get slapped in the face, they slap back. They slap black people in the face, they want us to hug. They want us to show love. They want us to be respectful. They want us to pull up our pants. They want us to sing songs and all that shit. Nah, nigga, we slapping back now. Don't get mad at slapping back, especially if you don't have a better alternative to slapping back. If you don't have nothing better than slapping a motherfucker back in their face, shut the fuck up. Period. It is what the fuck it is, my nigga. We doing it the best way we know how. If you don't have a better way to do it, shut the fuck up. Period. Because, nigga, you know, it's all this love time over. It's respect time. You know, you could love a motherfucker to death and still fuck him over. You know, this in relationship dynamics a lot of times. You know, you feel like your husband love you, that's why he whooping your ass. That don't sound like love to me, but a lot of people feel like that's love. And I feel like a lot of you niggas that's watching these videos of these punk ass niggas defending the cops and saying love is winning, you the same motherfucker that'll get your ass whooped in a relationship and feel like that's love. Getting your ass whooped ain't love. And in that case, nigga, if getting my ass whooped is what love is, I need respect. You not finna whoop you ain't gotta love me, but you gonna respect me. Nigga, I'm not with that love shit. You ain't gotta love me. You can hate my motherfucking ass, but you gonna respect my gangster though. I tell motherfuckers that shit all the time, nigga. That's just how I walk around. You not finna disrespect me, dog. You ain't gotta like me, but slap me in my face and see how I react. Fuck love. Love these nuts, nigga. I ain't with that shit. You know, like, they not with that shit. You think they give a fuck whether or not we like their motherfucking ass? All they give a fuck about is whether we spend our money with them. As long as we respect them motherfuckers ain't tripping. They want respect. They don't want love. They not about love. They don't have love. These motherfuckers don't have souls. The fact that they could sit here and always justify the murder of black people shows us how they rocking. That shows us how they feel about us. They don't give a fuck about us. But for some reason, we got to run around loving them and hugging and having unity and Nigga, we gotta sing songs and we gotta cry and why are you doing this to us? You think they give a fuck? You think they watch these videos and get teary-eyed like we do? They laugh at you. You sitting here, ducking and hands up, don't shoot. They laughing at you motherfuckers. They run around macing little girls and shit. They don't give a fuck about you. Like, you trying to be soft-hearted and show all this love and all this motherfucking tenderness. These motherfuckers don't feel no tenderness, dog. Like, that's not how they operate. They don't run on love. They run on blood and money. And if you not willing to hold your money or shed blood, they don't fucking respect you. And that's just the long and short of this shit. Like, all that bullshit of, we gotta love our enemy. Nigga, we gotta love ourselves. Nigga, we gotta love our brothers. Like, when it come to all this black on black crime, nigga, we gotta start loving us. And again, black on black crime, it's a fucking myth. It's proximity more than race. But at the same time, nigga, we gonna have to start letting some wounds heal. It's a lot of motherfuckers that we don't like just based on geography and negative history. And we gonna have to start letting some shit slide. Like me, I do podcasts with a bunch of bloods. Them niggas know I'm a Crip. I know they bloods, but we respect each other. We not letting geography, where we from, or none of that shit affect our fucking relationship, my nigga. Like, it's all on respect. And as black people, we need to start moving on respect. I need to start respecting black men. When I see a black man, I respect you, black man. Like, when I see a black man, instead of mean mugging a nigga, I need to greet that nigga. Like, we got a big self-hate problem. A lot of motherfuckers won't admit that that's self-hate. But a lot of us obviously are seeing white lives as more valuable than black lives. Because a lot of us will, in the culture, in the street, we'll see a car roll by, unfamiliar, say a blue fucking Impala drive past. Who the fuck is that? Pull a gun out. We'll see a police car, throw the fucking gun away. It'll be 50 niggas with guns, and we ready to shoot it out with them. One cop, we running, throwing guns, fearful, scared. What's the motherfucking difference? You'll go, a nigga kill your cousin. You go in a car, 4 niggas to go shoot up his whole neighborhood. Don't even get the nigga who shot your cousin. You just shot 3 random niggas that lived over there in the neighborhood he was from. But if a cop shoots your cousin, you scared. You bitch up. You ain't just gonna shoot 3 random cops. You not finna do that. Why? What's the difference? A life sentence is a life sentence. A death sentence is a death sentence. Same fucking sentence. But the life that you take is a different life. What makes one life more valuable than the other one? Why are we moving like this? Like, we really need to ask ourselves these hard motherfucking questions. Like, why is it that I don't like them niggas down the street? What did them niggas do to me? Me personally. Because, like, with me, a lot of my beefs with a lot of motherfuckers is historical. Like, I got friends who've been shot by niggas from around the corner, and that's the reason I don't like them niggas around the corner. But at the same time, now that in my age of 37 years old, I really got to let some of these wounds heal. Like, I got to get over some of these negative stigmas that I have for niggas that live down the street from me. Niggas who live in a different part of town than me. Niggas who wear a different baseball cap than I wear. Because I'm black first now. And as a community, I feel like this is how we should all be. And again, we don't all have to get along. We don't all have to be friends. Like, I don't have to go hug them niggas down the street because we have a negative history. But at the same time, I can have a united goal with them niggas. I don't have to retaliate against them niggas. I don't have to go do nothing negative to them niggas because we got a way bigger enemy. We have an open enemy. We have somebody who's actively trying to exterminate us. So we don't need to be knocking off soldiers in our own army. That shit is counter fucking productive. Like, it's some shit that's a whole lot bigger than red and blue. It's some shit that's a whole lot bigger than 8 trays and 60s. Nutty Blocks and Trag New and all of that type of shit. Like, it's a lot of shit we gonna have to get over, my nigga, in order for us to move forward. And these is decisions that we got to make. It's going to be a lot of shit we don't want to do. It's a lot of motherfuckers I don't want to forgive. But if forgiving these people is going to move us forward as a culture, then I'm going to have to swallow my pride and do that shit, my nigga. Like, and it just is what it is. But, what I'm not finna do is preach peace and do some bullshit. And what I'm also not going to do is preach respect and not do what it takes in order to gain respect. All these niggas who saying what we shouldn't do, if you not saying what we should do, shut the fuck up. Including our appointed leaders. Like I seen a speech from Malcolm X years ago when he was talking about black leadership. Like a lot of times in the black community, we have our leaders appointed and they are entertainers. Like me and CJ had a discussion on the last episode of the Cat vs. Dog podcast last week. And I was talking about Lil Boosie is the leader of the Southern niggas. Really jokingly. But she was like, no, we need to have leaders like Killer Mike and T.I. if we gonna appoint leaders. And, we seen a couple days ago in Atlanta, they had them niggas on stage after the riots. And they was talking that we don't need to do this shit. And Malcolm X, in the speech that I had watched, was saying, the black community, we got leaders like Lena Horne, Dick Gregory, and actors and shit like that, comedians. He's like, have you ever seen a actor or comedian as a leader in the white community? In the black community, we quick to say, Jay-Z's the leader of the blacks, or, Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle. And there's nothing wrong with that because they're thinking people. But at the same time, why is it that only in the black community are our leaders entertainers, celebrities, quote unquote influencers? Like, why wouldn't it be a lawyer? Like, why wouldn't it be a political figure? Like, that's part of the reason we so fucked up as a community, because we value entertainment over education. Like, why isn't the leader of the black community a college professor or some shit like that? Like, why are we so much more likely to let a rapper tell the community what to do than a teacher or somebody of that nature, somebody that's college educated? A lot of rappers come from the same circumstances we come from. And that's not a bad thing, because we relate to them. But at the same time, some of them motherfuckers don't got all the answers like we think. They make the same type of mistakes that we make. They got to make the same type of decisions we got to make. And sometimes we make the wrong motherfucking decision. This is why, like, we need leaders who have education. We need a leadership group, not a voice as a motherfucker to get on microphones and be like, on behalf of the black community, I am the one speaker. Like, nah, but we need to just have motherfuckers that put their heads together and come up with shit. And I see Diddy is trying that shit. But my disagreement with what Diddy is doing is, why the fuck you got Amy Schumer talking about black issues? Like, what the fuck Post Malone and them got to say that's gonna help move the black community forward? Like, you gonna have to come better with some of these people. Like, nigga, we don't have to, like, put that shit to a vote or something. Like, nigga, Ellen DeGeneres ain't got the answers I need right now. Like, nigga, I understand Michael Eric Dyson, even though I don't agree with everything that niggas say. And a lot of motherfuckers like this, like college professors, thinking people, philosophers, authors, people who are thought leaders in the community, more than people who just entertain us. Because a lot of times those entertainers are paid by white dollars. A lot of times, a lot of these entertainers, like, the reason I don't really follow a lot of these niggas, a lot of rappers whose music I was raised on, is because they know where they bread is buttered at. They're not finna do nothing that's gonna make white people feel uncomfortable, because white people buy the majority of their merchandise. white people are the majority of the people in the fans when they perform. So they're not going to do something that's going to make white people feel uncomfortable. As much as they sell you that dream of, I don't give a fuck, black power and all that shit. Who's Dr. Dre's business partner? Jimmy Iovine, a white man. Like a lot of these niggas will talk that black power shit and they splitting their money 50-50 with a white man. And this ain't anti-white, fuck, this ain't that shit. I'm not saying fuck white people. But I'm just saying, as black people, we gonna have to start prioritizing black. Because them motherfuckers priority fuck black. Like when they see us, the main reason they don't like us is because we black. So we need to start moving on. What we do need to be priority black. Nigga, I'm moving on black first. Because them motherfuckers don't want to see you do well at all. So you need to start moving like that. Like you need to start looking out for yours. All that it ain't me, it ain't my problem shit, that shit out. Like we really finna have to start moving as a unit. Not getting along, but when it comes to us being disrespected, we gonna have to start checking disrespect. Like ASAP. Like nigga, that shit needs to be out. Nigga, we are not finna allow motherfuckers to down us. We not finna allow motherfuckers to get away with no bullshit. Because anytime you let a motherfucker do something to you and you don't return that action, they just gonna keep on fucking doing it. If a motherfucker slap you in your face and you give him a hug, do you think they gonna say, you know what? He killed me with kindness. I'm not gonna slap him anymore. No. They gonna slap your motherfucking ass again. They gonna slap you with the other hand. They gonna tell other motherfuckers that you that nigga to slap. So we need to get over that shit. All that love shit is cool. But let's exercise that love with each other first. Let's start loving ours first. Then we can love everybody else. Like all that, we need this and we need that. Nigga, we need to fix all of our eternal issues before we start uniting with everybody. Because I see that a lot. I've been seeing the posts of the niggas on top of the CNN sign. It was the white man holding up black power. The nigga hold the Mexico flag. And the Mexican had the fucking Black Lives Matter flag. And that's cool. You know, unity is a good thing. I feel that. But we need to unite as black people first. We need to fix our shit before we decide to try to unite with everybody else. We can't be trying to be united with everybody else and we divided amongst each other. Because now we got a conflict of interest. You know, now we pouring water out of a fucking jar with hole in it. Like now we ain't got shit left. Because we exhausting all our resources trying to help everybody but us. We need to be completely motherfucking solid before we start trying to branch off and help everybody else. Like that's not the fucking thing. You know, and again, we don't need a leader. We need to follow what the leaders said to do. You know, a lot of what the fuck God said is still relevant. A lot of the shit that they said we need to do, like I always reference everybody back to that speech by Malcolm X, the ballot or the bullet. Because we've been getting punked by the Democrat community for the fucking longest, or the Democrat Party. We not looking at what the fuck these niggas got to offer us. These niggas is getting blatantly disrespectful at this point, but we still want to vote for them just because we falling for the myth that the Republicans are somehow worse than them. The Republicans are racist. The Republicans are this. The Republicans are that. Nigga, the Republicans obviously ain't no worse. For Joe Biden to tell you that if you can't choose between him and Trump, you ain't black, nigga, you are blatantly disrespectful. No white man should ever feel comfortable enough to tell no black motherfucker that they not black. And I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't give a fuck if you say, nigga, if you ain't darker than a paper bag, you ain't black. I don't give a fuck if that motherfucker say, if you don't got a black parent, you ain't black. You shouldn't be telling no motherfucker that they not black, because that's not your place. Because I'm not telling no motherfucker they not white. Like, man, get the fuck out of here, nigga. We not finna be letting these motherfuckers get off on us like that. You know, the homework that I give to every motherfucker who watch this show, listen to this show, any motherfucker under the sound of my voice, even when I'm not on the show, even my homeboys who I talk to in regular everyday life. Watch that fucking Malcolm X speech, the ballot or the bully. You know, you'll understand politics so much more as far as from the perspective of a black person. Like, check that shit out, man, because we don't need to let no fucking party feel like they got us in the bag. Because at that point, that's when the motherfucker get disrespectful. Just like in relationships. When you know you can just get away with doing some bullshit, you're gonna continue to keep trying to get away with doing bullshit because there's no consequence for it. You know, that's when you lose your power. The power to reward and punish. Once a motherfucker feel like they won't be punished for something, it's just like a little kid. If you got a child and they steal cookies every motherfucking day, it's not like you gonna be like, I hope he stops stealing those cookies. He's not gonna stop stealing cookies. As long as it serves him, he's gonna keep doing it. He's not gonna stop stealing cookies till you fuck his ass up. Then he gonna be like, it ain't worth it to steal those fucking cookies. Just like we have to reply to them doing that bullshit. As long as cops feel like if I kill a nigga, I'm gonna get a paid vacation, they gonna keep on doing it. Until we figure out a system of punishment for that, you know, because obviously they're not gonna punish their own. We gotta figure that shit out. We gotta figure out a way to make them motherfuckers stop doing that shit. You know, until we figure out how to make them stop doing that shit, they gonna continue to do that shit. You know, so the whole aim, the whole goal of this episode is just putting something on your mind to just think, what the fuck are we gonna do to stop this shit from happening? You know, and if you notice, I haven't given a solution because I honestly don't know. You know, like my solution as far as a long-term solution is whenever some shit like this happen, we need to see who's the attorney general in the town or the county or whatever, who's the mayor, who's the chief of police, anything that we can vote on. We need to get every one of them motherfuckers out of office. Like, nigga, if you had anything to do with that cop getting off, you need to be the fuck out of here. We need to put a system in place to where whenever this happens, it is punished. If the cop feels like he can do this and get away with it, whoever his superiors are, if we have any power of getting them the fuck out of there, we need to get them the fuck out of there. Even if it's a petition that gets circulated or any type of shit, we need to figure out a way to punish bad behavior or the bad behavior will continue. This is common fucking sense. This is any motherfucker with kids know you have to punish them if they behave badly. This is how we have to be with other motherfuckers. If you behave badly towards us, we have to have a system in place to punish you for that bad behavior. You know, like as far as, you know, my immediate solution to this shit. Lead your own household. And this goes for the house you live in as opposed to the household that is the black community. Like, we need to start with us. We gotta fix us. I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not doing this shit right here. You need to pull up your pants and... No. Hell no. Don't pull. Nigga, dress how you want to dress. Look how you want to look. Do what you want to do. But at the same time, as black people, we need to look at each other with more respect in general. We need to look at ourselves with more respect in general. Like, as the black community, like, nigga, when we see each other, we need to greet each other. We need to look at each other with love. Fuck loving your enemy. Love yourself first. We'll love you after we get done loving us. When I start loving black skin, then I can love all you other motherfuckers. But right now, it's about black people. We need to love us first. Like, nigga, we been doing all this We love everybody. Just like I told y'all with hip hop, nigga, black people in general, black people as a culture, we've always been hella inclusive. We love inviting motherfuckers to the fucking cookout. Like, nigga, we need to stop inviting motherfuckers to the cookout when the kitchen dirty. We need to stop fucking inviting motherfuckers to the cookout when the backyard not together. We need to stop inviting motherfuckers to the cookout when the cookout ain't all the way together. We need to get our shit together before we start inviting everybody else in. Before we start loving all these other motherfuckers and loving our enemies and loving the police and loving all these motherfucking allies, we need to be allies to our goddamn self. We need to be allies amongst us before we do all that shit. You know, like, fuck that. And again, start that shit in your own house. Teach your fucking children that they are important, that they are beautiful, that their friends are beautiful, that the motherfuckers that look like them are beautiful. You know, your kids need to prioritize their own. And again, you ain't got to make them hate other races, but at the same time, nigga, they need to have pride in their own race. Because again, you look at these Facebook comments, these other races, they love theirs, and they for sure don't love your ass. They ain't got no piece of love for your motherfucking ass. They don't give a fuck about your motherfucking ass. You know, and you need to move the fuck accordingly. A motherfucker don't give a fuck about me, I don't give a fuck about them. Period. I'm not finna love you and you don't love me. I'm not finna respect you and you don't respect me. Because if I respect you and you don't respect me, that's gonna make you respect me even less. And that's just the real shit when it comes to respect. Motherfuckers don't respect the motherfucker that don't respect themselves. Motherfuckers don't respect the motherfucker that respect them, and they don't show them no respect. You gotta make a motherfucker respect you. Respect ain't given. Respect is earned. Respect is taken. And we gonna have to take that motherfucking shit. You know, and again, strategy over motherfucking emotion. We don't need to be moving on emotion. We don't need to be moving on anger. We don't need to move on sadness. We need to move on strategy. And the best way to do that is we need to be strategizing even when we not sad. We don't need to let some shit happen to start moving. Nigga, we need to be, after all this shit happen next year, when we ain't even thinking about the whole George Floyd shit, we need to be strategizing for when the next George Floyd happens. Because they for sure planning on making it happen again. They not finna get over it. They not finna just start liking black people because we rioted. That's not the fucking case. They planning on doing this shit again. So we need to have a plan in place that when they do that shit, we have a reaction that's not emotional. We have a reaction that is strategic. Whether it be, all right, y'all did that, we just gonna vote niggas out. Or y'all did that, we just gonna put this legislation in place. Or y'all did that, we have a lawyer that is going to get us justice. Like, we need another fucking Johnny Cochran. Like, you know, we got some nigga named Larry Elder, or I forgot homeboy name. But this nigga defended Trayvon Martin family, didn't get shit. Mike Brown family didn't get shit. Like, whoever the fuck this nigga is, he don't never get shit fucking accomplished. And we don't need to keep hiring the same losing ass lawyer. Like, we really need to get motherfuckers in positions to get us something tangible, something that's gonna work, something that we can say works, so they know. Because, you know, like with fucking Johnny Cochran, nigga, when OJ got off, oh, they hated that motherfucker. Like, we need that shit back. We need a motherfucker that's gonna get us our justice. Because with OJ, they finally felt how it feel to watch one of yours get took down and the motherfucker get away. Like, that shit was, you know, that's why it was such a big historical moment. Because that was like one of the first times white people got to feel how niggas feel. Y'all watched a black man allegedly kill a white woman and walk the fuck out that courtroom with a smile on his face. Like, that's the reason we celebrated so hard. Niggas don't love OJ. Niggas don't give a fuck about OJ. It wasn't about OJ. It was about a black person finally coming out of the courtroom with a victory in a situation that was 50-50 like that. You know, and we need that type of energy back. You know, we need a motherfucker that could get our will taken care of. However we feel, we need to have a motherfucker that could get that shit accomplished. You know, like we need to raise more lawyers and less athletes and entertainers. Ain't nothing wrong with athletes and entertainers, but we need to raise thought leaders. Like we need to prioritize shit like that. Like motherfuckers who are leaders in thought more than leaders in entertainment. You know, and don't let goofy motherfuckers argue us out of our fucking energy. You know, like when it comes to these entertainers who are our leaders telling us don't do this, don't do that. If you don't have an alternative to what we doing, shut the fuck up. Including Killer Mike, T.I., Snoop Dogg, and all these other rappers and shit. Nigga, don't tell me what not to do if you can't tell me what to do. If you ain't got nothing that's gonna be actionable, something that's gonna be fucking effective, shut the fuck up. Like that shit is unfucking necessary. And this goes to regular niggas as well. Nigga, don't be sitting up here telling me what not to do and you can't tell me what to do. Shut the fuck up. And we gonna leave that shit like that. Like, you know, some motherfuckers just like to debate stupid shit to waste your fucking time. You know, you got a lot of white people that do that shit on Facebook, Twitter, social media, and in person. Them niggas want to bring up all type of stupid straw man arguments just to dissipate your energy and waste your fucking time. Don't allow nobody to waste your fucking time. I talk about that shit on this show outside of these type of incidents. Nigga, you don't let nobody waste your time, fucking period. Your time is priceless, especially in situations like this. Nigga, you could be using that same energy and brain power to fucking strategize on some fucking solution, and you sitting here arguing stupid shit with a motherfucker on the internet. Fuck that. That shit all the way out. You know, and remember how motherfuckers is acting in these times. You know, because this is important. You know, I say this shit a lot. Bad times expose a lot of shit in people. This is exposing who the cowards are. This is exposing who the warriors are. This is exposing who the fucking enemies are. This is exposing who the agents are. We seeing a lot. We seeing a lot of who's for us, a lot of who's against us, a lot of fake tough motherfuckers, a lot of niggas who talked all that shit when wasn't nothing going on. But now that we got some big shit happening, them niggas quiet. Or them niggas is somewhere crying in the fucking corner. Or them niggas, you know, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat like that. Never hesitate to put a nigga on his back. And then your motherfucking Instagram posting pictures of niggas hugging, fucking protecting a cop. What the fuck happened to 187 on an undercover cop? What happened to all this gangster shit you was rapping about? Now you want to hug the police and it's all about diplomacy and we gotta lead with love. You don't lead with love against your brothers, but you lead with love against your motherfucking enemy. Like, we need to look at this type of shit. We need to look at motherfuckers when they talk certain shit. We need to be held accountable for certain shit. You know, like, we gotta move strategically in these times. We need to strategize in times outside of these times. You know, like with these motherfucking Karens. You know, like these bitches are calling the police on black people left and right. And times like this are a reminder of why they're calling the police on you. These motherfuckers are literally calling the police so they could George Floyd you, so they could Eric Garner you, so they could Tamir Rice you. You know, again, we need to find ways to put systems in place to combat these types of situations. Like, this is why we need motherfuckers in political offices to be passing laws that if you are calling the police on somebody, especially because like with the bitch in Central Park with that dog, you knew what you was doing when you called the police. That's why you said, I'm going to tell them it's an African American. Because that's a dog whistle to make something bad happen to you. The police, oh, okay, he's black, cool. Cocking pistols and shit. We need to put systems in place to punish this type of behavior, because these motherfuckers know what they doing when they do that shit. That's why she specified that he was African American. You know, a lot of times we love to, it ain't about race. It ain't about race. Yes, the fuck it is. It's completely about fucking race. That's why they specify African American. We saw that motherfucker with that bow and arrow. It was 2 black African American men who attacked me. It's always about race. Just because they not telling you it's about race, don't make it any less about race. You know, that's the problem with us. We just run with whatever fucking narrative they give us. They tell us it ain't salt, and we believe it, and it's sugar. Like, we love to just take what the fuck they say as gospel. We love to over-legitimize what they say like it's more credible because they the ones that said it. Even though they the motherfuckers that pull the wool over your eyes. It's just like if you fucking playing poker with a motherfucker and they tell you, man, all I got is a pair of twos. And then you put all your motherfucking money in the middle of that table and they got a royal flush. Like, we need to stop falling for that bullshit. Nigga, you know, as much as I don't like to play the race card in a lot of situations, nigga, we gonna have to start. We ain't never putting the race card up. Because these motherfuckers don't never fucking put the race card up. They might not tell us. But they for sure moving because we black. A lot of times you get fired from your job and in the back of your head you like, was that because I was black? You don't got to say it out loud because they don't say it out loud. But keep it in mind because it's a motherfucking possibility. You know, and again, we don't need to use tumultuous times to think about shit. Because during tumultuous times, we are at a high emotional state. We need to be strategizing when times are good. We need to be strategizing for bad times during good times. You know, you don't plant the food when it's time to eat the food. You plant the food way before it's time to eat the shit. So we should be plotting and strategizing not when bullshit happens, but before bullshit happens. You know, we need to start preparing for the fucking fight before the fight happens. You know, we need to be fucking prepared. Nigga, I did an episode a few weeks ago. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know, shout out to Sugar Free. Like, we need to start being prepared for the worst case scenario before the worst case scenario presents itself. And I'm going to drop the mic on that shit. This has been your host, Yung Dolemite, of the Too Much Game podcast, live from the Boom Boom Room. If you would like to support us financially, it's patreon.com/townhousemedia, House Media. Support all the Townhouse Media podcasts. Seriously Not Another Podcast, Friday nights, 9 p.m. The No Rules podcast, Wednesday evenings at 5 p.m. The Talk Flirty podcast, Talk Flirty Tuesdays, sometime Tuesday. Ain't no set time on that motherfucker. The Cat vs. Dog podcast, 3 p.m. on Sunday. And of course, the Too Much Game podcast, live at 5. All times Pacific, because we on the West Coast with it. Shit. Like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. You know, follow me on social media at YUNGDOLEMITE_ on Instagram, no underscore on Twitter. Leave a fucking review and 5-star and all that good shit on Apple Music or Apple fucking Podcasts or whatever the fuck that shit is. I don't know, nigga, but any support is fucking greatly appreciated, my nigga. And I think that's it, dog. I ain't here to help you get bitches. I'm here to help you get better. Too much game.